Hello, Tao. How are you, Tao?
I think not very good
Oh, wow. Why?
because today I have too much homework to do for tomorrow.
Oh, you have so many homeworks to do for tomorrow?
Yes, right.
Oh my God. Okay, so I hope that you feel better and you can handle it. So, Tao, welcome to the class one more time. So happy to see you again in my class as usual. So happy to see your face one more time. Tao, can
Yes.
you please tell me what did we do in our previous class?
Uh, we do a test.
That's
Okay.
right, we do a test. All right, so let
Yeah.
me just give you some feedbacks about your evaluation process and your test. All right, and this way you can know how well it was for you. Okay, as you know, the test was rated 100 points. All right, so which you got 9 points, which means 9 out of 10.
Okay.
Where did you get less marks? All right, it was especially in the speaking part. You know, the speaking part, especially when it has to do with some pronunciations of the pronunciation of some words. The with that being said, the only suggestion is going to give you is like when you mention the words, just try to make a little bit of emphasis in the pronunciation. Like, don't rush yourself. Don't go too
Okay.
fast. Just go slowly, calm down, try to
Yeah.
enunciate. You know what is enunciate? Enunciate is not pronounce. Pronounce, I'm now pronouncing words. Enunciate, all right, enunciate is trying to say things correctly. If you're gonna pronounce a word, take, take. It's not the same if you say take or if you say take, right?
Okay.
So it's like the
Yeah.
enunciation. The problem is not pronunciation, all right? The problem is enunciation. Do you understand what enunciation is? Like
Yes. Okay.
when you pronounce, just try to make emphasis in the words the way it is. Not too many words, like some of them, but especially for you, it was very good. In my opinion, you did a fantastic job, which means
Oh,
9 out of 10 is amazing. It's 8.
yeah. Okay.
So now let's start with this class. I hope you continue like that and keep doing the great good job you're doing. So now
Okay.
you're very welcome. Let's continue with our today's lesson. Can you tell me
Yeah.
what do you remember not about the test, but about the last class we saw?
We learn about the structure of will and going to.
The differences between the will and going to. Okay, this is pretty
Yes.
much what we were discussing about, right? So today,
Yes.
okay, look at this. As today, did I manage to cover with you electronic devices? Let me show you. I think we covered this part. Let me share my screen to you because I know we are working on unit number 6.
Okay.
Look at this. I think we cover all that, right?
Your I think I don't know.
Let me see here. Yeah, I think I work with this with you, right?
Oh yes, right.
I did this lesson with you. Oh yeah, that was the last one. Will and going to.
Yes.
That's correct. So we covered this. And can you tell me the difference between will and going to? What is the difference if both indicate future?
Uh, I think is that will is used for someone uh after I don't think or offer and promise and going to is ill from uh Those for intentions. I think that.
Okay. Fantastic.
I think,
Amazing. Let me just tell you this. Let me tell you this. All right. Here we go. So look at this. So let's continue. That's gonna be the next lesson. Okay, lesson 6C, culture screen time. Let me share my screen to you. Well, I think you are looking at my screen. Let me just, all right, zoom my screen so that you can see this well. Okay. Then screen time. What comes to your mind? What do you think in your head, Tao, when you listen to this expression, screen time?
I think to the online network and online game, something
like online things. All
yes.
right. That's the first thing that comes to your mind. Okay, no, fantastic, amazing. So now let's just start with this. All right, and I'm gonna show you. See. Okay, look at this. So this is what we are going to do now. We are going to read the test and answer the questions. Look at there. We have this electronic obsessions. Listen carefully. And then after that, we are going to be talking about that. All right. That's related to Facebook, social medias, and all that. And even so, I think you have something related to this on the test. And you did it very well, despite you didn't cover this part.
Yes.
It was something in regards of personal opinion, you know?
I think I remember that.
Okay. Here it is. Listen carefully. The information we're going to read simultaneously while listening to this, or maybe after that. It's getting crazy. Why is it? The audio is not working. What's up? What's wrong here?
Lesson 6C.
Can you listen?
Exercise 2.
Electronic obsessions.
Okay.
Over 25 million people in the UK use Facebook. That's 45% of the population. And on average, each user spends over 6 hours a month on Facebook. Is Facebook a dangerous obsession or just harmless fun? 17-year-old Bethan has written on her blog about what it was like to stop using Facebook. Facebook and Me by Bethan. The 1st of May.
I think I am a Facebook addict. I log onto Facebook every day to chat to my friends, real friends, and loads of online friends. Sometimes I have 10 conversations going at the same time. I upload photos and update my Facebook profile all the time. But recently, I've started to feel worried if I am offline for more than a few hours. And then last weekend, I forgot to meet a real friend because I was online. I've realised I could have a problem, so I've decided to give it up for a while.
The 11th of May.
11th of May.
I found it really hard. Facebook and my friends demanded to know why I had left. I spent the first few evenings wondering what everyone was chatting about on Facebook. I even phoned a couple of friends to find out. The 4th night wasn't quite so bad. I actually concentrated on my homework better, and I had more time to watch my TV programmes. And I spoke to my friends during the day at school. At the end of the first week, I reactivated my account. I think Facebook is fun, and it's useful for posting messages to friends and sharing photos, but I'll try not to spend so much time on it in future.
Nathan, London.
I created a Facebook account because my friends all use it, but I think it's boring.
Dan, Brighton.
Wow, You've really made me think. I'm going to deactivate my account and see how I do.
Oh, wow. Let's see here, Tao. I want your answers. Okay. Did you manage to listen well what they are saying? The
Yes.
different scenarios, or do you think you need some time to reread the test and analyze well the information so that you may be able to answer?
Yes.
You will need some minutes to to understand the whole test, or you can do it right away all at once. What's your opinion?
I think I can do it right away.
Fantastic, amazing. I love that from you. Okay, first question. How often does Nathan, right? It
Yes.
is Nathan. Okay, how often does he go on Facebook?
She logs on Facebook every day to chat to her friends.
Okay, he goes on Facebook every day to chat with his friend, right? So next one. What activities do what activities, all right, does she do on Facebook?
She chat to her friends and upload photos and update her Facebook profile all the time.
Okay, amazing. She updates her Facebook profile all the time. All right. So those are Facebook, those are active users. Betan,
Yeah.
she's an active user of Facebook. What made her realize that she might have a problem?
I think because the last weekend she forgot to meet a real friend because she was online.
Okay, say it again one more time, Tal. I could not listen well. Please.
Because in last weekend she forgot to meet a real friend because online.
Okay, because last weekend she forgot to meet a friend when she was
Yes.
online, right?
Right.
Perfect, amazing. Okay, so let's continue with the number 4. How did her friends, right? How did her friends react when she left Facebook?
Her friends is demanded to know why she had left Facebook.
Her friends, okay, wanted to know why did she left Facebook?
Yes.
Okay, number 5, what aspects of her life improved after she left Facebook?
She actually concentrated on her homework better, and she had more time to watch her programs, and she spoke to her friends during the day at school.
Okay, number 6. In her opinion, what are the advantages of Facebook?
She thinks that Facebook is fun and is useful for posting messages to friends and sharing photos.
Okay, fantastic. You can receive messages, you can share photos, you can do so many things on Facebook, all right? Let me ask you something. On Facebook, we can also do business on Facebook, create online events to which people meet, all of them on Facebook, communities of different groups, maybe groups for teachers, group for students, groups for learning English, groups for certain and specific topics, maybe people that are going to travel to other countries. There are so many things we can do on Facebook. Facebook has been so customized, but we have so many advantages and unlike disadvantages, all right? That is not a secret. What do you think, Tao? This is that question is not there. This is something I want to emphasize now. This question I'm asking you is not there in the presentation. Those are questions that I'm just coming up. All right. What are the disadvantages, on your opinion? Of course, what do you think maybe some disadvantages people may have by using Facebook?
I don't know. I think it's more easier for talking with friends during this COVID, and I think they can use Facebook for entertainment. Entertainment.
Okay, you consider that it'll be easier for people to use Facebook, and that is good for entertainment, right?
Yes. I
Okay, so amazing. So one question I have for you, I got this question for you. So do you think that Facebook, okay, you think Facebook is easier for entertainment, but tell me, especially in your opinion, the biggest, right? The biggest disadvantage that Facebook has. Facebook has.
uh I I think I don't know. I think you have answer.
Okay, can I share my opinion? Would you like to listen my opinion?
Yes.
And maybe you can tell me, you have the freedom to tell me if you agree with this. Let's talk
Yes.
about
Okay.
let's talk about privacy, right? Privacy. Okay,
Yes.
as you know, privacy is very important. One of the disadvantages, okay, one of the disadvantages, in my opinion, that people may have on Facebook is that your life is so public. Your life is very exposed, right, to anyone. Um, Actually, there is a risk because you are using your own social account, your own Facebook account, and maybe someone can steal a picture of you and take information from you. And those are the disadvantages. Your information is very public. Anyone could access. Or maybe if you just you know, block the pictures or information so that anyone else can see your information. But like I said, it's like many of the users of Facebook, they have a public, they have a very public life, and you don't have like this privacy you need at certain points of your life. I don't know if you understand my point.
I understand a bit later.
Okay, let me tell you something. I don't know, maybe I don't know. Let me tell you something. I don't know if you ever used Facebook before, but like you go on Facebook, right? You upload pictures, and then your personal pictures. Anyone else can go to your Facebook and maybe download the pictures you have.
Okay.
It's kind of like your life is. It's kind of like your personal life is not totally private,
Oh, okay.
because anyone can access to your information. Oh, this is Tao. Tao is my student. She studied at agents. Oh, look at this is her photo. She went to a certain place, to a school. You know what I mean? In these
Yes. Okay.
aspects, in these specific aspects, all right, Facebook tends to be more vulnerable. It's not a secret that we have many advantages on Facebook, but in my opinions, among the not too many disadvantages, that is one of them. Another disadvantage is that there are people, all right, that comment without, without warning what they are going to say. It may happen. Let's con
Okay.
let's continue.
Yes. Okay.
Clear with this part, Tao? Look at this. Now we are going to complete the phrases in the chart with the words below. Then after that, we are going to find these words in the test. We're going to track these words here. Let's see, number one. Look at the words we are having: create, deactivate, log on, post, update, upload. That's the technical vocabulary. That
Yes.
is the technical vocabulary of the lesson associated to the use of social media. All right,
Okay. Yes.
social network. I'm sorry, especially Facebook. First one,
R is log on to a website.
log on to our website. It's kind of like when you log on to our website.
Yes.
Number one. Next one, number two, a photo.
R thing is upload a
Upload a
photo.
photo. That's right. Well done. A profile. What do you do with your profile?
R
It's easy.
R is update a profile.
Update a profile. That's right. Number four, a message.
R is post a message.
Post a message. Number five, an
Yes.
account.
R is deactivate an account.
Yeah, you can use both of them. So you can create an account, but you can also
Yes.
deactivate. You can also deactivate an account.
Yes, right.
All right. So
Yeah, okay.
then I want you to read the test. I want you to just double check and read the test. And this is what I'm going to do now. I will give you access to my computer. You now will have access to underline. Look at this. I will give you access. I hope you can do it very well. Look at
Yes.
that. So now let me pass to you the remote.
Yeah.
Give me a second. Something wrong is here. Oh, I'm sorry. Let me just close it up. I can see the toolbar that I regularly use. Oh, that's here. Give me 1 second. Do not hover the mouse because I am going to give you the access. And after that, I'm gonna do something else. Okay.
Okay.
Now you have access. Can you please hover the mouse with your finger and underline the words you can see in the test?
Okay.
For example, log on. You can look for it,
Yes.
right?
Yes. Okay.
Tao?
Yes. Okay.
Okay. Are you able to hover the mouse?
No, that's my
It's giving you.
yes.
Oh,
Connect.
I am the one doing it now. Okay, give me a second. Okay, look at this. I'm gonna do it again one more time. So as you see here, you have these lines. You're going to find where are these words in the test, and you're going to underline these words. Look
Yes.
at that. I will give you either in a tablet, a laptop. What kind of device are you now?
Okay.
Look at this. Okay.
Yes.
Let me give you access first.
Yes.
Now you have access. Let me just share it to you. Okay. Okay, now you can underline.
Okay. Okay.
Just read and try to underline. Okay, go ahead.
Okay.
Okay. I know it's not easy sometimes to have the control of this. It's not like writing in your notebook, but try to do as you can. Maybe you can only underline.
Yes, right.
Try to do it however you can. I just want to make sure that you can find these words in the test.
Photo. Oh. Teacher, the remote is you.
It's not working. It's not working fine.
No, you are use this remote.
Okay, let me see. Oh, you mean that I'm using, in fact, I was not using the remote. Let me see. Anyway, so we can continue with the next activity. I know it's kind of like a bit hard. Let's continue. Yeah, it's kind of like hard for you to write. Let me just reach here again to. Okay. So Tao, look at this exercise. This is another exercise that we are going to do. This is the next one, obviously. So here we are going to do the following. We are going to listen to a radio program about social networking. Okay.
Yes.
So then, what I want you to answer, or what I want you to tell me is, what is Professor Brown's opinion? So you're gonna tell me whether it's 1, 2, or 3. You're gonna give me the answer of each case. Listen carefully. Listen carefully. That is very interesting.
Lesson 6C, exercises 4 and 5.
Hello, and welcome to Mind Matters. The topic of today's program is social networking sites like Facebook and MySpace.
Okay, listen
We want to
carefully.
know if people can become addicted to them. I'm joined in the studio by Professor Pamela Brown, a clinical psychologist at Cambridge University.
Clinical
Welcome, Professor Brown.
psychologist.
Thank you.
Now, we know that some people in the UK spend 30 to 40 hours a week on these social networking sites. Would you say that they are addicted?
Well, that is a lot of time, but I don't think you can call it an addiction. I'm not sure that you can apply the word addicted to people who use Facebook and similar sites.
But according to the press, many people just get lost in Facebook. They lose all sense of time. They forget to eat. These people can't get through a day without using it. Surely they are addicted.
But if someone has an addiction, they find it extremely difficult to give something up. I'm sure that most people could easily stop using social networking sites if they wanted to.
Really?
Oh, yes. It's the same as any other hobby, like stamp collecting or watching trains. When people like doing something a lot, they want to do too much of it. But that doesn't mean that they are addicted. I don't think you can call Facebook itself addictive.
But the problem surely is that the social network world is not real. It's not the same as hobbies like watching trains or collecting stamps. These people treat the online world as the real world.
But it is the real world. People chat with real friends, share real photos, and organise real events. Real businesses advertise on there. It's just another way of social interaction.
Are you saying then that there is absolutely no problem with these social networking sites?
No, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that there are advantages to social networking, and most of their 400 million users probably live their lives just fine.
But you admit there can be problems with some people using them.
Yes, of course. People can spend too much time on them and ignore family and work obligations, but it isn't common. There are very few people who are actually addicted.
But what can people do to avoid this addiction? I mean, I really like spending time on the internet myself.
Well, just be careful about the amount of time you spend online. Give yourself a time limit and stick to it. No more than, say, an hour a day. And make sure that you aren't spending time online when you should be doing other things like working, eating, or even sleeping. This is just sensible. Most people know this without being told.
Thank you, Professor, for your advice. Next, we turn to some recent research.
Okay. Now let me see. Let me tell you something. What do you think about that? All right, about social networking. What is Professor Brown's opinion in one? Lots of people are addicted to social networking sites, but it's just a harmless hobby.
I think is no, it's not.
Okay. Number two, some people spend too much time on social networking sites, but isn't a serious problem. Number three, some people are addicted to social networking sites, but that's not different from being addicted to any other hobby. What do you think?
I think is number two is professor's opinion.
Okay, some people spend too much time on social networking sites, but isn't a serious problem. That is correct. You know, many people I agree with her that many people spend a lot of time on social network.
Right.
So look at that. We are going to listen again one more time. And then after this, you're gonna tell me which of the sentences are true or false, all right? And then I want you to correct the ones that are false. Listen carefully. One more time.
Lesson 6C, exercises 4 and 5.
Hello, and welcome to Mind Matters. The topic of today's program is social networking sites like Facebook and MySpace. We want to know if people can become addicted to them. I'm joined in the studio by Professor Pamela Brown, a clinical psychologist at Cambridge University. Welcome, Professor Brown.
Thank you.
Now, we know that some people in the UK spend 30 to 40 hours a week on these social networking sites. Would you say that they are addicted?
Well, that is a lot of time, but I don't think you can call it an addiction. I'm not sure that you can apply the word addicted to people who use Facebook and similar sites.
But according to the press, many people just get lost in Facebook. They lose all sense of time. They forget to eat. These people can't get through a day without using it. Surely they are addicted.
But if someone has an addiction, they find it extremely difficult to give something up. I'm sure that most people could easily stop using social networking sites if they wanted to.
Really?
Oh, yes. It's the same as any other hobby, like stamp collecting or watching trains. When people like doing something a lot, they want to do too much of it. But that doesn't mean that they are addicted. I don't think you can call Facebook itself addictive.
But the problem surely is that the social network world is not real. It's not the same as hobbies like watching trains or collecting stamps. These people treat the online world as the real world.
But it is the real world. People chat with real friends, share real photos, and organise real events. Real businesses advertise on there. It's just another way of social interaction.
Okay.
Are you saying then that there is absolutely no problem with these social networking sites?
No, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that there are advantages to social networking, And most of their 400 million users probably live their lives just fine.
But you admit there can be problems with some people using them.
Yes, of course. People can spend too much time on them and ignore family and work obligations, but it isn't common. There are very few people who are actually addicted.
But what can people do to avoid this addiction? I mean, I really like spending time on the internet myself.
Well, just be careful about the amount of time you spend online. Give yourself a time limit and stick to it. No more than, say, an hour a day. And make sure that you aren't spending time online when you should be doing other things like working, eating, or even sleeping. This is just sensible. Most people know this without being told.
Thank you, Professor, for your advice. Next, we turn to some recent research which shows...
Tao, did you manage to listen the audio?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, let me just ask you. Let's go to the true or false exercise.
Yes.
Professor Brown thinks that people who spend 30 to 40 hours a week on social networking sites have a serious addiction.
I think it's false.
False. What's happened?
Yes.
What's happened then?
I can't remember so much.
What's happened is that Professor Brown does not think you can call this addiction. All right?
Yes.
That's the answer. Number 2, Professor Brown thinks that Facebook is not more addictive than hobbies like collecting stamps. True or false?
True. That is true.
That's true. That's true. The interviewer believes that the online world is also the real world.
Yes. True. Oh, I think false.
It's false. The interviewer thinks that the social networking world is not real.
Yes.
But in my opinion, yeah.
Yeah. No.
Yeah, I was gonna say that I don't know before, but nowadays, like the social media, even it's not the real world as he says, or as these true or false states, but it's kind of like you have a living interaction, which is part of your world.
Okay.
Well, actually, it's false because of this. Were you going to say something, Tao?
No.
Next one, number 4. Professor Brown thinks that addictions to social networking sites isn't a serious problem.
True.
In fact, this one is false. Professor Brown doesn't think that social networking, social networking addictions, although rare, can be a serious problem. Number 5. Number 5. The professor thinks that the people should go online at night rather than during the day.
I think it's false.
Okay, the professor, what does she says? Do you have the answer?
Or it said that you should not go online or at the day or than during the night.
Okay, the should not use social network sites instead of sleeping.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes. Okay.
So look at this. This is especially some personal questions for you, Tao. How often do you visit social networking sites?
I visit network is every day.
Okay. Every day. Okay. How long do you usually stay on them?
We stay on them. I think it's 3 or 4 hours a day because I often use to chatting with my friends.
Okay. You chat with your friends, right? 3 or 4 hours a day. Do you think teenagers spend too much time on social networking sites? If so, give me the reasons.
I think yes, because I see a lot of people surfing the net all day, and I think it can have a bad bad, it's like have an adverse effect on your health. You may have eye pain, headache, or something bad for you.
Oh yeah, it's kind of like in your eyes, or can give you a headache or something like that. Well, that's fine.
Yes.
Very good job, Tao. So look at this. The thing I'm gonna ask you to do is gonna be especially your homework. That'll be this one. You will share to me your personal opinion. All right, about that. I will share this to you. Give me a second. Let me open Zalo and share this to you. Give me 1 second, all right?
Okay.
Just let me know if you received that. Here it is. Give me just 1 second, all right? I'm just sharing to you the homework. It's gonna be real quick. I just want to make sure that you receive it, right? Anyways, no problem. I'm afraid that I will need to end the meeting so that you may be able to, because Zalo is on my computer, but it's giving me some issues. They did not want
Yes. Okay.
to open. Then Tao, can you please tell me what did we learn today? What did you understand of the class today?
Today we'll learn about the screen time and learn about the
Okay. So yeah, I'm
social
sorry.
network site. Yes, so learn about social network site, and I think there's
Okay, especially network sites like Facebook and all that. All right.
yes.
And what else did we learn today?
Uh, we learn about the good side and the bad side of the social network site.
Okay, the advantages and disadvantages of using social networking. All right. Well, Tal,
Yes.
anyways, I'm totally glad with your opinion. It makes me understand that you could understand this very well. It makes me feel that you understand this very well. Today's class. In a few seconds, I'll be sharing to you the homework, and I hope you have a fantastic rest of the night. Goodbye, Tal.
Yes. Thank you.
See you next
Goodbye.
class. Bye.
Yes. Bye bye.
Bye.